Hello and welcome to another episode of DH Newsroom. To discuss news and political developments, I have with me my colleagues Sumit Pandey and Chairman Joy. I am Viju Cherian.
अब कांग्रेस अर्बन नक्सलों के कब्जे में चली गई है। ये संपत्ति इकट्ठी करके किसको बांटेंगे? जिनके ज्यादा बच्चे हैं उनको बांटेंगे। क्या आपकी मेहनत की कमाई का पैसा घुसपैठियों को दिया जाएगा?
Today we'll be discussing Prime Minister Narendra Modi's speech in Rajasthan, its political fallout and the news that is developing around that.
मेरी माताओं बहनों, ये आपका मंगलसूत्र भी बचने नहीं देंगे।
Can you give a bit of background to this and what was actually said on Sunday?
Modi's comments came 2 days after the first phase of elections have happened. He might have upped his ante. This rhetoric, I mean, like if you see Modi's rhetoric in the first phase, initially his campaign was based on Modi's guarantee, Modi ki guarantee, which the BJP's manifesto also is called. Then slowly he also attacked the Congress manifesto, saying that he referred to mutton, people having mutton. The manifesto is related to Muslim League, the pre-independence Muslim League. Then he refers to Mughals and all. Like it's a M for not just Modi's guarantee. He was saying it was mutton, Mughal and Muslim League. So from that he has taken it a little forward. I mean, like of course in a negative manner, I would say. I mean, like directly attacking a community. So that is what we have seen in this. As the second phase of elections started.
Okay, Sumit, let me just come to you. Do you think this is an analysis from the BJP side to actually go a bit more to the right and be a bit more vitriolic after the first phase of elections have come in? Shamin just mentioned it, but I would like to know your views on that.
See, it could be either. See, we have seen in the past that political leaders in multi-phase elections tend to change tack.
Okay.
Also, depending on the constituency that they are addressing. So maybe in the first phase, if he was addressing 12 constituencies which had different issues, then in the second phase in Rajasthan, maybe he's addressing different constituencies. As it used to happen in Andhra Pradesh, when the division of the state and the undivided Andhra Pradesh was an issue, when Telangana part would go to the polls, Congress leaders and other leaders would have an entirely different rhetoric. Okay. And once the Telangana had gone to the polls, in the rest of the Andhra Pradesh, which was against the division, they would have a different rhetoric. So it happens during the course of the elections. And it also depends on the feedback the political parties get. That's there. But if one were to contextualize this election campaign over the last 1.5, 2 months since the elections were announced in the third week of March, we see that BJP started their campaign on a couple of issues. That BJP had upped the ante by giving a number, putting a number to that campaign. That is 370 plus for the Lok Sabha seats for the BJP and 400 plus for the NDA allies. And the opposition got two opportunities to actually interpret politically in its own way and use it to communicate or design or draft a campaign or a messaging around it. One was the intervention by the BJP MP Anand Kumar Hegde from Uttar Kannada, who in a statement had said that this is basically required 2/3 majority to make changes in the constitution, which was also later repeated by Jyoti Mirda, the Congress candidate from Nagaur in Rajasthan. Now, both BJP and state unit and the central unit dissociated themselves from Hegde's statement. They also denied ticket to Hegde. But Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge was very quick to latch on to that opportunity. So on 11th of March, I remember, he was very quick to hold a press conference in Delhi, and he tried to link the changed constitution to the communities who derived their security and affirmative action from the constitution, link it to reservations and all. And the argument that he stitched was that you require 270 to win an election, so why do you require 370? Okay. In his own way, he stitched an argument, and that's the narrative which the Congress and the opposition parties have been trying to push. Remember, Congress and the opposition had no narrative a month and a half, 2 months back. They were at sea after having lost senior leaders. The alliance was in tatters. So that was something which they started to pick up and evolve over a period of time. And then they, once they started getting feedback, they also had the issues like Agniveer, which they thought had some resonance in Rajasthan, the catchment area from where a lot of people generally tend to join services. Inflation. So all these combined together, I think they have tried to push that narrative. So from Modi's side, we saw that there was a very clear indication to counter this. So when was the manifesto released, BJP? On the 14th of April, the birth anniversary of Dr. Ambedkar. Before the release of the manifesto, there was a bust of Dr. Ambedkar on the podium where all the senior leaders paid tributes. So in terms of messaging, symbolically and otherwise, and Prime Minister has reiterated it, that this is the accusation is a lie. He has said that there is no going to be change in the constitution, but it has affected BJP's narrative that you see very seldom now you talk of 370 plus or 400 plus.
That's it.
The refrain or the line now is that ab ki baar fir Modi Sarkar.
So that's why the 370 has not been pushed beyond a point after that.
I think.
Do you think, Shemin, do you think the India Alliance has in a way come together or come closer together after the arrest of some of the senior leaders and after it got this 370 as a poll issue?
See, after Arvind Kejriwal's arrest, of course, there is some sort of a understanding or going together in a coordinated way. But you have to understand that this alliance is all state-based. At the same time, they are coordinating or they are working together in Delhi and other states, Gujarat and other states. Today, there is a coordinated action from the opposition parties and Modi's speech also. They are also pushed. They are not just approaching election commission on their own as individual parties. They are urging people to email the election commission against Modi's speech. So this kind of work is there, but at the same time, a larger coherent approach is is missing. Still, it is missing because there was a plan to release a joint a joint campaign points, but that has been finalized, but it's not yet out because one section says that it is because of Trinamool's insistence that caste census should be out of this thing. Okay. Another say that one has to wait till April 26 when the Kerala elections is over. Only then both the left and the Congress can be seen together. Okay. So all these things are playing.
Sumit, let me just come to you with a quick one before just winding up this thing. We've seen this a very high pitch of religious polarization. If we are taking Modi's speech, and do you think this is going to be repeated in the speeches that are going to come ahead? Is the pitch of the flavor of the BJP campaign going to be the same what we saw?
It's in a long pronged electoral battle which extends for 10 weeks or more. I mean, it's very difficult to say. Things evolved. I mean, in the month of February, people thought that BJP is going to ride the Ram wave. I mean, they thought this election is going to be about Ram Temple. Is this an election issue? Have people in the first round voted on the Ram Temple issue alone? So, in a country which is diverse as India is, culturally, linguistically and otherwise, the vagaries and vicissitudes of electoral politics are so much that it's very difficult to, predict.
Could you recollect in 2019, did BJP's campaign, or even for that matter, Congress's campaign, did it go through all these waves of different, each phase is addressing a different topic or a constituency, so you tailor make your campaign also accordingly? Was that the case in 2019?
Well, to some extent they tried to do it, but I don't think they had a very coherent campaign in 2019. This time around, the difference is that the Gandhis are in the background. They have a party president who comes from the south and who can assert his position and political position on issues of social justice. Okay. I think there was a realization within the opposition parties that it is always better, if you're fighting the BJP in the current situation, that you break this election up into various state elections and each party or each alliance or each group which is strongest in that area try to take on the BJP. Rather, if you were to make it one grand alliance, that may not be as productive as dividing the elections into multiple elections at the state level. So Rajasthan may see an entirely different political campaign.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much, Sumit, and thank you, Shaman, for your views. The evolving tone and tenor of the election campaign, both by the BJP and the Congress, will have to be seen. It will be an interesting development. Deccan Herald is actually carrying quite a few analysis on this, which you can read on our website, deccanherald.com. For more news and updates, stay tuned to our website.